thanks for your time, first of all.
Thank you.
And to start off soft, I was wondering...
But lull me into a false sense of security. Oh, good to know.
Yeah, right, prepare yourself. Yeah. No, I was wondering, what's your best and worst picnic experience?
Oh, that's a funny one. Goodness. Worst picnic experience. Well, I'm a Brit, so I was taken on a lot of family holidays when I was younger when the weather didn't play ball. Okay. So, you know, I have had many a picnic in the rain because I'm British. So quite a few of those. And best, well, obviously Picnic at Hanging Rock. There you go. Oh, actually, it's true. When we were shooting at the actual Picnic at Hanging Rock, when we were actually shooting at Mount Diogenes in the Macedon region, I would take my lunch out of my trailer and go and sit on the grass and look up at the rock. And there was a kangaroo there as well called Snowy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So so that counts as a picnic, right? If I'm sitting on the grass with my lunch.
Yeah,
there wasn't a rug, but you know, me and Snowy the kangaroo. Yeah.
Awesome. And what about Valentine's Day? Everyone in the series goes crazy for Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? Do you care at all for these days, or are you more, just a regular day for you?
Well, it depends, doesn't it? It depends. Yeah, it depends where your affairs of the heart are at that time.
Right. So what I like about this horror, mystery, thriller pieces is that, and that was always the case, I feel like, that they kind of reflect society a little bit. And what do you think why these genres are so good, to discuss themes that reflect society?
Well, I think it's what you just said. It is about themes. And these genre movies, whether it's thriller or horror, or when it's done at its top level, it's just bursting full of metaphor. And so, the push and pull between the desire for liberty and repression within the context of a school can obviously speak from a wider context. But what I love about Picnic at Hanging Rock is that what our wonderful writer did was flesh out this wonderful ensemble cast that is present in the book, but really give a wide selection of characters their own exploration of storyline. Everyone's sort of going through a different pain, facing their inner self. And to me, that's just brilliant writing.
And now, obviously, this is not your first show. GOT comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, are you more choosy when it comes down to a TV series character, because you know that it's gonna that you're gonna spend much more time with this character than you do when you join a movie that
Yeah, I don't know that I'm choosy. Full stop. I'm choosy. Period. But yes, obviously, when you commit to a TV show, you know that you could be committing years of your life as opposed to 6 weeks. So you do take that into consideration. But it's that, we are in the golden era of television now, and what I'm loving that is happening on all the platforms now is this attention to limited series. And that's brilliant, because what you've got in the case in something like Picnic at Hanging Rock is you've basically got a 6-hour film that will have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and isn't going to, it's a hard one with Picnic because of the very nature of it, but it gives an emotional conclusion, definitely, at the end of our 6 hours, and that's the beauty of a 6-hour show, a sense of conclusion, but with the luxury of time that television gives you.
As I said, it's a golden area for TV. So television shows, like 20 years back, were completely different. Back then, you knew that it was a TV show because there was less money. And now these days, the production value is like...
Oh, it's cinematic, yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's really different. So, and all these VOD platforms have become so big. But also at the same time, DVD and Blu-ray sales are slowing down a little bit. I was wondering, what about the cinema? Do you believe that that the cinema will survive this digital era, or do you believe?
Oh yeah, cinema is church, and I think there will always be. It's the same argument as It's the same argument. It's a similar argument to technology and reading hard copy books. But there's something in the religious almost experience of the tactility of reading a hard copy book. And some people will say, oh no, you're being a romantic about that, but then some people might say that about film and cinema. But I mean, I think people will always go to the cinema. Maybe not necessarily to consume the same things that they have historically, but I think communal enjoyment of film and storytelling will always be.
Yeah. And speaking of changes, there's a lot of going on in Hollywood right now in terms of equality in front and behind the camera as well, which is fantastic. And I was wondering, do you believe we have achieved the point of no return, or do you believe we can fall back if we don't keep track now more than ever?
I think what we're all learning in the world at the moment is never take anything for granted, whether it's democracy or the right to free speech or equality. I think at our peril we take anything for granted, that we think that we've arrived somewhere and we don't need to maintain it anymore. So no, I think diligence from everyone regards equality, free speech, compassion in our modern world is very important.
And what do you think how important it is to include and not exclude men in this whole movement process?
I'm an equalist. That to me, that's what feminism means. It means equality between, and you know, this is the dialogue now, is to ensure that it's a meritocracy. So people are there because of their talent, whether it's in front or behind the camera, or in front or behind on a stage production, regardless of gender, sexual inclination, creed, colour, religion. I'm an equalist.
Now, besides Henningnook, you've also made In Darkness, which will be coming out in a few weeks here as well.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. Didn't know that, thank you. Good to know.
So, and the cool thing about it is that you co-wrote this one. And I was wondering, since actors are always looking for great directors and writers who write great, strong roles, I was wondering, how was it to actually come up yourself with, you know, a role that is not only strong and complex, but also unique and fresh at the same time?
Yes, it was a very steep learning curve for me. In Darkness was an incredible learning experience for me. I started writing it with my co-writer in 2009, and you know, it sort of, and if I was to start writing it tomorrow, I would obviously do a lot differently. I've learned an awful amount in that 9 years, and the landscape of cinema and television and our industry, and even the very nature of structure and storytelling has changed a great deal. So it's very much my first foray into something that now I feel I've learned many things that I can move forward and improve and tighten. It was just the biggest, it was the best education I could possibly have as a storyteller. It's definitely made me a better actress.
Yeah. I believe you said that Anthony and you wrote in separate rooms. How were you able to, you know, meld it together without the one or the other saying, okay, let's go ahead with my scenes and let's trash yours?
Well, every writing duo has a system, and they have to find out what is right for them. I mean, you know, the same is true of Game of Thrones. D.B. Wise and Benioff, when they began the show, didn't sit there eyeballing each other. I mean, they shared that with me. It's more, I think, you know, every duo or writing room for you know, goes off and sort of owns a scene and then swaps it over and so forth. But this is what I was saying, this is what I'm saying to you, this is the mechanics of what I was learning about what the writing process is. And you do it through trial and error. And, you know, there's a quotation that I really love by the playwright Edward Albee, who said, if you're willing to fail interestingly, then you will ultimately succeed interestingly. Any art form is about trial and error and the journey. And so, you know, I'm on my journey.
And finally, you said in an interview, you were asked about a plan B, and then you said something very wonderful that you said, if you have a plan B, you probably end up having it. I was wondering, what do you think how important it is, you know, to chase the one priority that you have to get it?
Well, you know, I believe in being focused and being diligent and being persevering, but I also believe in the individual's right to change their mind. That is a human thing. And as circumstances around you change and your landscape changes, your needs and your wants and your desires alter. And I think, you know, it's important that we don't hold ourselves to the standards that our 16 or 18-year-old self necessarily imagined. We learn about ourselves as we grow, and maybe something we thought would make us happy doesn't make us happy, or we find happiness somewhere new. That is what it is to be human. We grow, we change. And so I would never be tyrannical in the Appleyard, in the Hester Appleyard regard of, you know, I said I'm going to do this and I'm absolutely going to do it. If it stops making me happy, you know, I will follow my cathartic journey within a job that I love, and I only want to do stuff that stimulates me with people that I love and respect. And the minute it's not fun anymore, change the game.